Yeah, you've got CO2 detectors.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're kidding me. Have we met? I have like 7 of them.
That's why I said it as a statement rather than a do you.
Oh, yeah.
Just like,
I paid a premium on it.
I have to ask this as a formaldehyde. As a
Formaldehyde.
As a formality.
As a friend. Oh, as a friend of maldehyde.
Oh, okay. Hi, welcome to Never Show the Monster. My name is Kelly Attaway.
I'm Chelsea Hollander.
And today we are talking about The Crow 2024 and probably The Crow 1994. 94. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And oh boy, this one is we're gonna come in hot. We're gonna be coming in hot. Is everybody ready?
Yeah. I think by the time this comes out, by the time we're recording, it's no longer in theaters. So we can't even tell you to watch it. And I don't think we would.
I think I might.
I think I would tell you not to watch it.
I think I would tell you to watch it.
Oh, damn. I guess. I mean, it's a different movie.
It's a different movie.
It's a different movie. And my past with The Crow is that it is one of my top 5 favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
And I based a lot of my personality on it, which is kind of weird. But I fucking love that movie, and I watch it at least once a year, if not more.
It's a wonderful movie. It is better than the 2024 version.
For sure.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm. I had to immediately watch it afterwards to be like,
oh, yeah.
No, this is so bad.
I liked it. I liked the 2024 version because, let me clarify.
You love Skarsgård?
Well, that's part of it, but I don't like ripped Skarsgård. I don't care for that. Sorry.
You only like him when he's dressed as a clown?
I mean, I don't not like him when he's dressed as a clown. No, but my platonic ideal of a Skarsgård, of this one specifically, is Barbarian.
For sure. He's a sweetheart in that.
Such a sweetheart until he's not, right? But they're in the beginning. Man of my dreams.
I mean, is he not? I thought he was still. It's just something bad happened.
Well, something bad happens, but he blocks her path when she's trying to leave the house and totally doubts her on there being something weird in the basement. You remember?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay.
So that's my platonic ideal of Bill Skarsgård.
That's fair. He's still a cutie.
Cutie patootie. I do love him in this, and there is something about him that makes me feel very protective of him. Like he just looks so sad.
Like he's had a lot of trauma.
He's had a lot of trauma. My trauma recognizes his trauma, and I just want to hold him. But this is a bad movie.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I love trash. So
I felt like it wasn't bad enough because the performances were still good. That's where I had
oh, sure. I'm not saying it's so bad it's good. I'm saying it is trash. This is like Riverdale. This is like Riverdale to me.
Okay. I
this
see
is
what
like
you're saying.
Skins to me.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm there. Man, if you had said that before I saw the movie, I might have felt better about it.
I sort of think watch it again with that in mind. Like totally. You have to
make me do this.
You don't have to. You don't have to. I'm just suggesting.
Okay.
Like if you totally divorce it from 1994, The Crow.
Okay, rude. Okay.
I know,
fine.
I'm sorry.
It's a perfect movie. It's fine.
I'm saying.
They should have made the Raven. They should have made a different Black Bird.
No, because then everybody would have been like, this is a Crow ripoff, right? Like there's no way
which is fine. Would anybody have said that? The plot is in no way like The Crow. Like it was so far off. The premise is
identical.
Is it?
Yeah. Guy comes back to avenge his and his fiance's deaths. Murders?
Yeah, but it's all supernatural. The other one, weirdly, is not.
What? Yes, it is. What are you talking about?
He does come back because the Crow brings him back, but it's all normal people. But this one, they're all demons.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then there's whisper killings.
Yeah.
Spoilers. I don't feel bad about it this time.
No, wasn't the original Crow something supernatural is going on with the villain and his sister lover?
Nope, they're just crime bosses.
I see what you're saying.
She loves eyes.
Right. I thought that she was like maybe consuming the eyes for something. No. I guess just because she puts them in that goblet. I think it's just because she puts them in that goblet and then they inhale the smoke. I assumed that was like a...
I thought that was just drugs.
We're getting their power from the eyes? No, maybe eyes are a drug in the 1994 one?
No, I think that's just her way of being edgy. Like, I don't think it means anything.
Okay, sure.
They don't have any supernatural powers, and she does understand that the bird is the source of the power, but that's about it.
Okay.
For their supernatural part. All the supernatural part is just involved in the crow. But there is a lot of supernatural in this movie.
There is. I wanted there to be more, though.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, let's do it.
Yeah, go all in.
Yeah. So, okay, God, I don't even know where to begin with this. Okay.
The first hour and a half is a love story.
It is. Yeah. I'm going to start with the credits.
It's an hour and a half long, isn't it? Okay, I don't know. Start with the credits. Yeah, good call.
Okay. So this movie came out 2024. Surprise, surprise. It is directed by Rupert Sanders, who, if you look at the other things he's directed, you're like, oh, yeah. No, he creates trash. He does trash. So, for example, Snow White and the Huntsman and Ghost in the Shell.
So he dated Kristen Stewart whenever she was dating Robert Pattinson? I forgot that was the same guy.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. Everyone was mad at her for cheating on Robert Pattinson.
Oh.
With her director who was married. It was him.
That's not good. That isn't good.
That isn't good.
That's bad.
Also... What was real about any of those relationships? I don't know. You know, I can't go back and figure out what's real and what's not real.
I don't need to.
I was very obsessed with pop culture at that time. So at that time, it meant something to me.
And so, of course, the writers for this, of course, we've got James O'Barr, the creator of the source material. Yes, what did you just discover?
He did Slam Dunk the Funk by 5. He made the music video for that.
Oh, they wanted a music video director for it.
For the
Crow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is not the music video that I would be like, this is the one we should do it after.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think maybe I'm wrong. I think maybe that's trivia from the 1994 version.
Which that's the guy who did Dark City?
Oh my God, was it? That makes sense. It's got the same feel for the set.
Same vibes. Yeah. And I think he did a lot of other movies that I was like, oh, okay. All right. We'll talk about that later, but we can keep talking about
2024.
Oh, yeah. We talked about James O'Barr.
James O'Barr wrote the graphic novel that is the source material. The other writers are Zach Balin and William Joseph Schneider, whose credits were unfamiliar to me. They didn't have a ton in there, and I wasn't familiar with any of it. At least as writers. I didn't look at their other credits. And so we've got Bill Skarsgård in the lead role of Eric and/or the Crow. Then we've got, is it FKA Twigs or is it FK Twigs?
You know, it's one that I've only read, I think. I think I've heard people say FKA Twigs.
Okay, because I watched an interview with her today, and it sounded like she just said FK Twigs, but she's got such a musical voice that she just doesn't separate her letters. I don't know. Musician, Shelley.
That is one thing I'll say. She was very beautiful. Very easy to fall in love with her in this movie.
Yeah, agreed. And then we've got Danny Houston as Vincent Mob Boss. I don't know how to say his last name.
Yes, Vincent Mob Boss.
Roeg? Reg?
Yeah.
Reg? Vincent Mob Boss. And those are sort of our main players. We also have Laura Byrne playing Marion, who is Vincent Mob Boss's right-hand man. And then we've got Josette Simone, or maybe Simon, playing Sophia, FKA Twig's mother. Oh, and then, of course, we have to credit Kronos. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, that was the best one.
Wish I had looked up how to say his name. Sammy Bouajila?
It could be Bouajila.
Could be. It is Bouajila. My apologies for not looking up pronunciation.
Yeah, I don't even know why I tried.
And so the plot of this movie is like I said, same sort of instigating event as in the original movie adaptation, which is the Crow and Shelley are in pre-Crow era.
Eric. His name's Eric.
Draven. Mm-hmm. Eric Draven.
Is he called Eric Draven in this?
No, he's just billed as Eric.
Yeah, I think that they removed the Draven because he's not Eric Draven.
No, he isn't. But I wanted to say Raven.
That's fair.
So, inciting incident in both movies is they are in love. They are murdered by crime family, mob boss. What do you call them? Minions. That's not the word I'm looking for. Maybe henchmen.
Oh, yeah. Henchmen.
And Eric is brought back from the dead because sometimes a wrong is so wrong it has to be put right. And he is brought back to avenge his lost love and his own life in some regard.
Quick question. Yeah, I was going to say, is he avenging or is he...
Revenging?
Trying to correct... Yeah, I was like, he's trying to correct the... Like, there's someone doing something that they shouldn't be doing. And he's trying to correct that because the timeline calls for it. Which makes sense that Kronos would be the one who's like... Yeah. This guy is doing stuff that we cannot do. You should not be able to do it.
Right. And so here is where the movies start to diverge. Because the thing that Kronos wants put right is that the big bad mob boss in the 2024 version is not just mob boss. He is he made a deal with the devil centuries ago, such that if he delivers innocent souls to the devil, he gets eternal life. He can just live forever. And so Kronos is like, no, under no circumstances. And so I guess he just takes advantage of Eric in this movie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He's like, you're mad at your lady. So or you're mad about your lady. You love her.
Will you go stop this demon for me?
Whenever it's like when the mom says he is fueled by love and not hate. Yeah. Like that is the biggest thing. And that's the plot of the movie. Spoiler.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Love wins all, et cetera, et cetera. Sorry. That's a boring thesis to me. It crops up in like sci-fi novels all the time. Like, and Fifth Element, like love is the most powerful force in the universe. Fine. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Fine.
I just remember the blue lady.
Yeah. No, she slaps. She's the best part
That's
of the
when
movie.
I turn off the movie. So I did not see the end.
You've just never seen the end of Fifth Element. That's fine. You've seen the best part.
Why would I watch past that? I don't understand.
Honestly, why do you watch? You know what? I do have an answer for that.
Uh-huh.
It's Ruby.
Oh, yeah. I love Ruby.
Yeah, love Ruby. Okay, so I don't know. I guess there isn't like a ton of nuance to the plot. It's just like
I think that's it.
Guy meets girl. Guy falls in love with girl. Girl get murdered.
Mob boss whispers into people's ears. We find out that Shelley actually murdered someone because she got whispered to.
So I want to talk about this.
I don't understand. Yeah, let's talk about it.
So the deal that Kronos makes with Eric is you can go back. You can, if you put this right, Shelley will be brought back to life and you two can be together. The catch is you can never doubt her and your love for her. And so the reason they go after her and kill her and Eric in the beginning is she has a recording of big scary mob boss demon guy magicking her into killing someone. Mm-hmm. And that, I guess, is going to convince people that he's
I don't know how that would
demon?
do that.
No, people would just be like...
AI.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, AI. That's a deep fake.
Yeah, like...
Like, well, who edited this is what would happen. But then when Eric is back and he's doing all of the revenge, he sees this video and that causes him to doubt his love for her.
Which is weird because he knows that that's what he does.
Yeah, that's sort of his whole thing.
I don't get it.
I even had gone into this deciding, like, don't even think about the original Crow. You're going into this as a brand new movie. Just like look at Bill Skarsgård's beautiful eyes. That's all you have to do for this movie. And when that happened, I was like, huh.
What? Yeah.
I'm really trying here, you guys. Like, I came in here with a plate full of benefit of the doubt. And even this.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, what? I think I said out loud, like, what?
Yeah.
While I was in the theater. And I was like, this doesn't
track.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I was a little bit like, well, love at first sight isn't real. At best, it can be lust at first sight. You never actually loved her.
Man, we just spent like a year with them, watching them. It was like, that's probably maybe my main complaint is there's no action for like an hour, it feels like.
I don't even know how long a time was that in their world.
I thought it was like a year. I thought that they were together for a while.
Oh, I thought it was a week, maybe.
Because then they like got to know each other's friends.
I thought it was like...
Oh, I thought it was a long time. I thought it was a long time. But maybe I just felt that way because it went so slow.
It did go for a long time. I was like, when are we getting to the revenge?
Yeah, that took a long time. I was like, well, I'm good for them. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Found love in a hopeless place for sure.
Truly. I don't think that they were necessarily good for each other. I thought it took
time because they were willing to go out. And so enough time had passed that nobody was looking for them.
Yeah, I guess that I didn't know.
I think, the logic I had.
That is good logic. That's good logic.
It's not sound. There's nothing that like is like, oh, a calendar was on the desk and it had a date on it and I was able to tell.
Yeah, I really needed like a montage of newspapers being like collected at her front door that she has abandoned.
Showing that it's winter and they've walked through the snow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I needed a winter scene. That would have done it. That would have cleared it up for us.
Bastards.
I still stand by it being good trash.
I will watch it again. And I will try to suspend my disbelief. I think that it's my fault for loving the original movie so much. Oh, I remember the other movie, the original. It was Gods of Egypt, because when we were at the Stanley, it was on TV. And I was like, well, watch part of it. And I was like, this guy also did a movie that I love. And pretty quickly you were like, The Crow. And I was like, yeah, damn, okay. You were like, it's not Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. We know what that is.
We know who that is.
I was like, all right, you got it. I'm easy to read. That's fine.
Well, no, it's not that you're easy to read. It's that...
You know me so well.
You love things so deeply, and I remember them. Okay, what did you think about the costuming of the 2024 version?
That was the first thing I was concerned about, like the moment they released pictures. And it did feel like they Jokerfied him the way that they did the Jared Leto Joker. And I was like, oh, no. I liked his character more, and I thought he embodied it better than what I was afraid of it doing.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Yeah, all of the like little tattoos was very Jokerfied.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, no, I'm going to be really disappointed if he starts acting like he has to act over the top, or he has to be this certain way. But he stayed like brooding and kind of quiet and kind of still like kind of haunting type. So I was really appreciative of that. Once again, I think Bill Skarsgård did a good job at trying to portray someone in mourning and like dealing with it. And I thought FKA Twigs did a phenomenal job being easy to fall in love with. So
her little lisp, oh my God, her little lisp.
Cute.
So cute.
But I like, iconic outfit in the original, so you got to change it a little bit. I was sad about the makeup and like what they decided to make that, and there was like weird black blood crying stuff that didn't make sense to me, and not like they portrayed the clown face as a tattoo and not as the face paint. Like he had black stuff on his face, but it didn't fully feel like the clown. And that was kind of disappointing.
That was an interesting choice.
Yeah.
And I think that it was because I think that was probably born out of they have said repeatedly that this was not a remake.
Yeah, it is distance. Yeah.
Another, like, it's a different movie based on the same source material. Mm-hmm. So I understand that you really have to differentiate yourself in that capacity.
It's weird, though, because it doesn't feel like it would even exist in the same type of universe, because at least the sequels to The Crow still kind of existed in the same universe. Like, it still had, like, a crow bringing someone back, but it was, like, a different story of how they died and what happened.
Yeah.
But this one was, like, completely different. Like, going to, like, a purgatory and, like, an existence in that time.
Yeah. Well, did that exist in the comic books? The
No.
purgatory? So I do know that a Kronos, like, first of all, I don't know how we haven't discussed it yet. Kronos?
You stop it.
I won't. So I do know that a character like him was supposed to be in the 1994 movie. I believe by the name, I was going to say Space Cowboy, but that's Cowboy Bebop. So I'm not sure that I have that.
I thinking of that
correct.
one movie, the first film, first found footage.
The Connection?
Yeah, that's what it made me think of, the cowboy.
Oh, yeah, the cowboy. Yeah. Go check out our other podcast, Debut Buddies, for our discussion on the first found footage film. Not horror.
We did talk some about the horror one, though.
Oh, we did talk about Cannibal Holocaust. Here's the official Never Show the Monster review of Cannibal Holocaust.
Don't.
Bad. Yes, don't. Bad,
just don't.
comma, don't.
Yeah.
No, there was supposed to be a character from Beyond that guided Eric Draven, so 1994, through his time as the Crow in the original movie.
Like
and he
the guy from Spawn that has the trench coat. We had a Spawn episode. I don't know if you remember it.
Yes. I was just trying. I couldn't remember his guide. Yes. Somebody like
Something
him.
like that. That's what, when you were describing it, I was like, feels like it's going to be like that guy.
Yes, like that guy. And they had filmed some scenes with him. Oh. And then when Brandon Lee died and they had to like rewrite some scenes and refilm some scenes, they ended up cutting it because it just wasn't, they couldn't make it work.
Didn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a character sort of like this meant to be in the original movie, which leads me to believe that it is likely in the comic book, which I have not read, and it is unlikely I ever will.
I got a very long rant about the comic book.
I just want to say one more thing about the costuming, which is that when I first saw the promotional videos of Bill Skarsgård, I was like, he looks like a British punk. He looks like, does that make sense to you?
Yeah,
like
it does.
I've seen this kid in 1,000 British movies.
For sure.
And then I looked up the director. He's British. And I was like, ha!
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Caught your inspo. Okay, hit me with the rant about the comic book.
So there is a video on YouTube by Matt with multiple T's. I don't know how many T's it is, but it's more than 2.
Okay, got it.
I think it might be 4 or more. But it's it's Matt.
That's like my usernames, which are Kelly with a bunch of Y's. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. But he makes videos over like different, I don't know, it's not a different pop culture thing. Well, it could be, but they're like, I don't know if I talked about it on this podcast or ever. I know I talked to you about it, Kelly, but I don't know if it was like ever recorded. But he does do one over ElfQuest. I had to have done it on this one. ElfQuest, and I was like, I am not going to care about this at all. And I watched it and I cried. It was like an hour on the history of ElfQuest. And I was like, oh my God, this is such a beautiful story. And like, he does such a good job on his YouTube videos. This is just turning into an advertisement for Matt.
check the show notes. YouTube. I'll have a link to ElfQuest. We'll see if I link it to his Crow episode.
It should be linked to the Crow episode. So he talks about James O'Barr and the history of why he wrote The Crow. Yeah. And it was about his, he had a really bad life, and I think he was addicted to drugs for a while and then came out of it and dated a girl, and then the girl ended up, or vice versa. I really wish I rewatched this. It was fresh on my mind some months ago.
Okay, so I was just reading about his history, so I can fill in a little bit.
Okay.
So like days after he was born, CPS and took him out of his mother's care. And she was so drunk, she couldn't remember when he was born. So he doesn't know his own birthday. And then he was in an orphanage until he was around 7, at which point he was adopted. And those parents were actually part of this. I was like, oh, me and Chelsea are going to talk about that. They like, I don't remember them being like horrible, but they weren't around a ton. And so they would drop him at the movie theater and he would watch the same movies over and over again. That's Chelsea's doing double peace signs. And that's how I felt. I was like, hang loose sign. like, radical. And so he was like watching these and absorbing how to tell a story. And then, yes, addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, meets this girl, I want to say in high school, and she's like effervescent and hopeful, and he loves her. I think her name was Bethany. Okay, do you want to take it from there?
Yeah, and she ends up, and I can't remember, they didn't break up, but she ends up passing in a car accident.
Oh,
right?
It's so much worse than that. Do you want to hear how bad it is?
Yeah, I can't remember now. Sorry,
Matt.
Oh,
sorry, Matt. I wonder if I watched the same video or if this was somebody else. No, I was reading. I don't know what I watched. Read. Oh my God. Okay. So, God, I can't. Okay. So he was still with this woman, and he couldn't afford to update his the license, the registration for his car.
I remember. And he like he can't go pick her up or something happens and he can't. You should tell it because I'm going to fuck it up and I'll do stuff after it because I'm just going to be like, oh, I know vaguely now what's going to happen, but I don't know the details. So carry on.
Yeah. So he calls her one night and is like, hey, I can't risk getting another ticket. Why don't you come pick me up? And on her way to pick him up, she's hit by a drunk driver and dies instantly. And of course he blames himself, right? Yeah. Like, why did I call her? Why did we have to meet tonight? Like, if only I had done this, if only I had done that. Like, what if? Obviously.
The best thing in her life that made him so happy, and then that ended up happening.
Like, the first thing that's ever made him happy.
He got to a really dark space, and then he started writing his own comic, but it wasn't for anyone. It was just for himself. He just wrote it for himself, and he was like, I'm going to keep this to myself for so long. And then...
Well, because, so he went off to the army. He was stationed in Berlin, I think. And that's where he got into like Joy Division. And you can really see a lot of Joy Division influence in The Crow. Sure. And when he is still addicted, he ends up getting discharged, comes back, and is like, I'm going to kill the guy that killed my fiance. And finds out he is already dead. And so this comic becomes like acting out the revenge that he wishes he could perform against this guy. And just for himself. Like, just get it out.
And then eventually he does end up going into, was it like a comic shop that was willing to sell independent comics? And they didn't expect to print very many, and then ended up doing... First, he tried to do it, and they were like, this is too fucking dark, man.
Yeah, everybody was like, what the fuck, man?
And then he was like, okay. And then finally somebody took a chance, and it went really well. It sold out, and people loved it, and then so he did another print. And then things were going well because he became successful in the comic, and... Then the movie happened, and that is also very heartbreaking because he could not fathom anyone being the character of Eric Draven because that was him. That was like he wrote himself, and then he met Brandon Lee, and he talked to Brandon Lee about it, and Brandon Lee he understood the character so well, and he was the only person he felt could do it justice, and they became really good friends.
Oh,
I'm getting
a
little emotional talking about it because it makes me so sad. But they became very good friends. So whenever they shot the movie and he died, he blamed himself.
Again, all over again.
Yeah, all over again. So he just kept going through like just cycles of being like, I can't, if you're around me, this is going to happen. Everyone I care about has terrible things happen to them. But that's not his fault. That's because his dad was, had given away secrets to the... That's not true. I don't know how true that is. That's a conspiracy theory.
Ooh, go on. Say more.
Yeah, that's how Bruce Lee died, was because he gave away secrets to the Kung Fu or
I thought you were talking about James O'Barr's dad. I was like, what?
No,
how deep does this go?
No, but everyone thought that the conspiracy was never about... No one ever thought the conspiracy was about James O'Barr. Everyone thought the conspiracy was about his dad.
Oh, they thought they intentionally killed him in a way that looked like an accident as...
The same. What? But I don't logically know why that would occur.
Bruce had been dead for
some
20
time,
years.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Brandon Lee's dad is Bruce Lee, the Bruce Lee.
Yeah. I'm shocked that anybody listening to this podcast didn't know that.
I know. Like, I don't know. But
I know
also,
our
like,
fan base. You guys know. You know.
But it's also like the Crow is a big part of our lives, but I don't really know. That's true.
No one understood the obsession that I had. Like, all of my binders in high school had the Crow on it. Like, it was a crazy obsession. Oh, no. This is just going to sound bad.
No, it doesn't sound bad. You're just a murderer by night. That's no big deal.
The Crow on one side, and on the other side it was like Lord of the Rings. It was like, this is my entire personality. Oh, God.
Inside you, there are two wolves.
One's a tiny hobbit, and the other is a vengeful crow.
I mean... Yeah? Oh, boy. Yeah, it's... That movie is very... What a horrible thing to happen. I read that he regretted ever writing The Crow, which is like the thing... Oh, God... The way that you were coping with the first waves of tragedy has now become its own source of trauma. Like, what a fucking... Yeah. It's like some people just... You can't ever catch a break, you know?
But I hope at the end of the day he understands that the story he wrote and the movie that came out of it helped a lot of people deal with things. I hope so.
I didn't read any interviews with him, but I... was honestly a little scared to look up where he is today because I didn't want to know the answer.
I think he's doing okay. People have asked his comments on the new movie.
Yeah, when I saw that he had commented on the new movie, I was like, oh, thank God he's alive. Okay.
Yeah. But I wish him the happiest life possible because he has been through too much.
Are you going to read the comic?
I started to. It is very... I'm sorry, listeners. This is going to sound not great for me, but I am sometimes reading comic hard. It's difficult because I can't. With the panels, I'm like, okay, this happened. Where are we? What's happening? Ryan read it. He loved it. And he said that the 94 movie fit it to a T. And then I was like,
was Sarah in the comics?
I don't think Sarah was there. Okay. I think that he said that was an addition because I constantly... There's probably... I quote that movie a lot because there's the part where it's like onions, they make you fart big time.
Big time. I've heard you say that. I've heard you say that
they
for
make
sure.
You fart big time. And then how do you steer that thing? There is one line in it that I didn't understand, and then I found it out when I was older, and I just say it randomly whenever I'm just like doing dishes or something. But how do you steer that thing on a wet street? Pure talent. But it's one of those things. When I was a kid, I was like, you steer that thing on a wet street? Pure turd.
Just know the rhythm of it.
It was pretty bad. But I also only watched it on TV. So a lot of things were... Yeah. Not a lot of things. Just one part where like a coffee is spilled. And the joke about the put me up for the night. What's that called? Crucifix.
So wait, which part?
There's a part where whenever he goes to murder Fun Boy. Yeah. And he goes... Stop me if you've heard this one before. He hands the innkeeper 3 nails and he says, "Can you put me up for the night?" Yeah.
I missed him handing him the 3 nails in my rewatch. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
But I love, everything about that movie. They don't make him like that anymore. They can't.
They really don't.
You know what it reminds me of? Mario Brothers live action.
Yes.
I love them dark and gritty, man. Okay.
And also the pawn shop owner, I was like, is that Bob Hoskins?
Is that Mario?
Okay, we should blow through some credits for the 1994 version. Directed by Alex Proyas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Proyas?
Pryas.
Oh, okay.
And then writers, of course, James O'Barr, David J. Show, and John Shirley. Starring, of course, Brandon Lee as Eric Draven, Rochelle Davis as Sarah. We don't really have much interaction with Shelley in the original movie.
No, it is all flashbacks.
It's all flashbacks.
Which is exactly how the comic is. Yeah. All flashbacks.
I am interested. Okay, let me finish these and then I will tell you what I'm interested in about. So Shelley in the original movie is played by Sophia Shinos. And then we've got Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
As Sergeant Albrecht. Ugh. What a delight. Every time he says the word ghost, I'm like, and are you afraid of it?
No.
He ain't afraid of no ghost.
Afraid of no ghost. He's not.
He can't be. Mm-mm. And Michael Massey plays Fun Boy, who it is my understanding he's a famous man.
There are a lot of people in this that are famous, but you wouldn't like. It also has Candyman in it.
I know.
Yeah, it's like
Tony Todd. That's his name, right?
Yes. I'm trying to look at what else.
Hell yeah.
Fun Boy has been in. I don't know that one. Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Did not watch that. I think he's like one of those people that's like that guy with that face.
Yeah.
That's in that thing. That guy that's in that thing.
You know what I bet I know him from? I bet he was in an episode of The X-Files.
Yeah, for sure. He has an X-Files face.
He really, really does. Just do a find. Yes, he was in an episode of The X-Files. The Field Where I Died, Season 4, Episode 5. Doomsday Cult, Past Lives. Yep. Okay.
Checks out.
I don't remember him specifically, but I do remember that episode.
Biling is also in it.
Yes. Thank you. I got distracted. Biling. Do we know her? I don't know.
Yeah, she's in a lot of stuff. I think at the time when I was younger, I was like, Biling's in everything. She's in Crank High Voltage, Southland Tales. Oh, there's a movie called Baba Yaga.
Oh, recently.
It's about cops. Okay. The Haunted Studio. It's got a 3.9.
Sounds like my jam.
Oh, she's been in a lot of movies. She's in a lot of movies, but I don't know if we've seen them.
Ha! She was in Wild Wild West.
Ah, what a great movie. Do I mean that? I don't know.
It's unclear. There's no way to know, really.
We'll have to rewatch it. Probably not for this podcast. But All-Star Cast, literally every person plays a perfect character, and they do such a good job. There's not one that I'm like, no. Every one of them is phenomenal.
No, it's all so good. The thing that I found really interesting about the comics, which, to be clear, I have not read, I just read about, is that the story of his love for Shelley evolves at the same pace as the revenge story. So the two are like interleaved. And so we don't like know the whole story about what happened to them. We just like not until the end, not until like the revenge is either right about to occur or has just occurred. And I think that's a really compelling way to tell a story because that's so often how like memory works, especially fixation memory, like cyclical thoughts and like everything is always happening all at the same time. Like I'm reliving this thing from the past while also experiencing the present. I think that that's a really fascinating way to tell a story. I am interested in reading it, but I am so bad at reading comics because the words...
I'm glad we both have problems.
I only want to read the words. I feel like the pictures are in the way.
Maybe somebody made a novelization of the comic so you can read that.
Hey, now there's an idea.
This panel has this. This panel shows a broken mirror.
Perfect. Honestly, that would be great for me.
You're like, broken mirror. Got it. Continue.
Check mark. Continue. Go on.
Yeah. The new version did not. It went linear.
Which I think is sort of movies trusted their viewers more even just 30 years ago. I think that we've seen this a lot on the podcast. Like, new movies are very spoon feed, this, then this, then this, and then like big, long, heavy handed, I'm so sad for the following reasons scene.
Yep.
Whereas like in the 1994 Crow, they just drop you in. They drop you in just like the movie starts with Eric popping up out of the grave, and now we're in a revenge story.
Yep.
Like,
that movie starts high and ends high. Like, it's like, that one's constant. The other one is a build. And there's like that, and that is what I also had a problem with. I guess that this is where I had a disconnect, is I didn't want to go in seeing a love story, and that's what I feel like that movie was. And I was like, ugh. And then finally it got to the revenge, and then the revenge is one scene, and I'm like,
it's really just one scene.
Be more, do more. Yeah, I guess I'll go watch John Wick. I haven't watched it yet, so
me either. Maybe I would like it.
But I like, that's the thing about The Crow, is it starts high and ends high. Like, it's just a pretty, like, every now and then there are dips when action isn't happening and you're getting to know other characters. Yeah. But for the most part, it remains at a constant level.
I feel like that's another thing that I missed from the 2024 version is, like, in 1994, we have multiple characters who we are invested in, and their stories come together. And in 2024, it's just
And there are people you could get invested in. Like,
totally. Friend. His friend?
Yeah, I was like, I could, like, no.
He's gone.
Fine. This is fine. Like, if you would have just, like, peppered him in a little bit more and, like, made me understand that I should care about him, the moment that happened, that would have such an emotional impact. But really, it was just like,
Oh. Or even if the new one had followed bad guy more.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to like the other characters. I just wanted other characters.
Yeah.
I would love to know what he's up to.
I did like Kronos. I will give them that.
I guess I did.
I liked that he just seemed to be a knowledgeable character.
See, I didn't trust him, I think was the problem.
I did. I trust easily. So that was pretty quick for me.
I guess I don't.
I was like, I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, but either way, the story's going to go how it's going.
Well, yeah, I wasn't sure if he was a good guy or a bad guy, but I was suspicious of bad guy because basically anytime someone's trying to promise me something that seems too good to be true, you can go back and you'll be impervious and unstoppable. And if you are successful, you can be with the love of your life forever.
But you have to command the army of...
Oh, wait. No, are we doing Spawn again?
That's Spawn. Oh. I feel like there's a little crossover. That's why Ryan and I are together, is because he's Spawn and I'm the Crow.
He's Spawn and you're Crow. That's so sweet.
That's so disgusting.
No, I think that's
Oh my
cute.
God. If we get married, that's what our wedding's going to be. He's going to dress up as Spawn and I'll dress up as Eric.
I'll dress up as Sarah and you guys can take care of me.
I'll shave the sides of your head so you can have a nice little mullet going on.
And I'll skateboard in as your flower girl.
How do you steer that thing on a wet street?
Oh, yay.
Oh, it's going to be so cute. Ooh, could we bring John Leguizamo?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, of course we can. Yeah.
Why wasn't he in The Crow?
That is a great question.
That feels like a movie he should have been.
Okay, that was 1997, so not a scheduling conflict. Mm-hmm. He would have been a great, any one of the bad guys.
When was Mario Brothers? Was it the same
94.
year? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this makes sense then. Oh, God. Okay.
So it probably wasn't Bob Hoskins
Luigi
either.
Okay. Damn.
No, it was 93.
Crossover. Oh, they should have done a crossover movie if Brandon Lee had survived. That would be my dream movie. That would be my dream movie. That would be the most ridiculous movie. Would it be in Dino Hatton again? I don't know.
Probably. Okay, so
sorry,
that was a question we did, but I have a question about The Crow. I'm bringing it back. 1994. Okay. The bad guy's whole deal was that he wanted... What was his deal?
The main bad guy?
Yeah, he wanted to burn the town. He wanted the town to be on fire.
I think he just loved power. They had a ritual, I guess it would be called a ritual, Devil's Night, where they burned stuff on the day before Halloween.
Right, but why did he Devil's Night is a thing that exists outside of the Crow.
I think that he just loved mayhem.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he was just, and he wanted to be the one who sanctioned everything. Oh no, they did stuff specific because of stuff he wanted done.
Right.
So I think if people fucked with him, he burned their shit down.
That's true. But then there's a scene in the movie where he specifically was like, this was the night that the whole town was supposed to burn. The skies are supposed to be red.
Mm-hmm. Because that's where he burns all of his enemy stuff, right? Because that's like, they went and they raped Shelley. Sorry, Mark Trick.
Right.
Shelley and murdered Eric and
right,
her.
Because of their deal with the apartment.
Yeah,
building.
But I think that would have been a similar situation. Like, he goes and they have specific targets they have to go to. It's not just random buildings that they light on fire. They have specific targets that he lays out for them. And you know this because he, whenever the pawn shop gets hit, he says, I didn't okay that.
Right.
Yeah. Why did that happen? I didn't okay that.
I understood that. I must have just misheard a line. But there was one line in the movie that made me go, there's a bigger goal here.
It could have been a distraction to do other stuff at the same time.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
But that's...
You know what? How have we not yet mentioned the kitty cat in the 1994 version?
Oh, yeah.
Love him.
What was the name of the cat? Did the cat have a name?
Gideon.
Okay.
Or Gabriel.
I think it might be Gabriel.
I think it might have been Gabriel, and then Gideon was the shop
guy who
owner.
owned the shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But in that beautiful moment, can't rain all the time. Eric?
Can't rain all the time. And then his band that sounds just like The Cure.
When I was trying to sell it, because Ryan had also not seen it, we went and watched The Crow. So he watched the new Crow before he watched the original Crow. And I was like, how did that happen? But he had already read the comic. Yes, he had read the comic. So I was like, how did that happen? And he was like, I don't want to watch the movie until I finish the comic book. And I was like, okay.
Fair.
So we had it on the list to watch the movie, but we didn't watch it until after the new movie. And he was like, that movie matched, the other movie did not. And I was like, okay, good to know, because this is my favorite movie, and if you say anything bad about it, I will never speak to you again. I had a point to this. Cat, Gabriel, can't rain all the time. Oh, I tried to sell it by being like, the music in this movie slaps.
But there was one song early on that when it came on, God, I wish I could remember now what it was. So I'm saying this like I've only seen it once. I just recently rewatched it for the first time in years. I had seen it 1,000 times as a kid. But there was one song that came on toward the beginning of the movie. I cannot remember what it was, but it made me laugh.
Is it when he puts on his makeup and it says paint your face in shadows? Oh, okay.
No, somebody's in a car. Somebody's driving a car. It must be the gang. Mm-hmm. Like, I have a specific idea of what the music in this movie will sound like. Mm-hmm. And it is not a band that I would lump in with like Three Doors Down, which is the vibe that this one song gave me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is dad music.
Dad rock.
And I don't mean like now today my music is considered dad rock. I mean that as I was a child when this movie came out, that was dad rock. Mm-hmm. I wish I could remember what it was. Did you read any fun facts?
Just that a lot of people were this movie has been in the talks for like 15 years, 20 years.
So long.
And so many different actors were tied to it, and it finally got created. And I think that this might put the nail in it, and everyone's like, we should not ever make a Crow.
Well, it'll just be another 30 years, you know.
Oh, God.
But do you remember any of the names of people who had been cast as Eric?
Yeah. Jason Momoa.
Weird. Bradley Cooper.
Fuck, lies.
Robert Pattinson, who...
I'd be okay with that.
I think could do it.
I think could do it. I think could do it pretty well. I think that guy has range.
Yeah, he does.
He's got crazy range.
Especially when the range is moody.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Who's the guy from The Hobbit? Starts with an E. Evan, Aaron.
Eric Draven.
That's the name of the...
I know.
That's the guy.
I know.
It's Evan something.
Peters.
Right? That's not... Well, I wouldn't hate it.
I would cast him.
Luke Evans. That's
Luke
where
Evans.
my brain couldn't do
I don't know
that.
who he is.
He's one of the gay men in The Hobbit, because everybody in The Hobbit's gay. Lee Pace.
Love him.
Luke Evans.
I think I maybe only watched
Richard
the first
Armitage?
of the Hobbits. Oh, is he gay?
Am I making that name up?
Richard Armitage is his name. I love him to death.
And I think that, who was it? Gandalf gave that away. He was like, everybody in The Hobbit's gay. And everyone was like,
shut up.
We're not
and
telling
he's like,
people yet.
A wizard never outs.
Anyway, love The Hobbit for that reason.
Okay.
I got to rewatch that. I have not rewatched it since it came out.
So here is the name of somebody who was cast as Eric briefly. Mm-hmm. That made me...
Wait, hold on. What year?
One of the previous 15.
Okay.
It was like 2010 or so.
Okay. Am I trying to guess or am I...
You can totally try to guess. There's one that I think that you could guess.
Matthew
and then this
Gray
one
Gubler.
makes...
No, I'm just kidding.
No, but...
But now I have a dream casting. Are they buff?
It depends on the era.
Oh.
At the time, couldn't tell you. Didn't keep up with them.
Chris Evans?
I didn't see his name. That's not who I'm thinking of.
Okay. Robert Downey Jr.?
Huh. I didn't see his name either.
Okay. I'm just guessing Marvel characters.
I mean, everybody's a Marvel character at this point.
I would have to get there. Scarlett Johansson.
Oh my God.
I'd watch it.
So, Gender Bent Crow. We might have to make just one more.
Yeah, okay. I'd be okay with that.
Okay, so there are two names that I thought were interesting. One, James McAvoy. This was back when he was Broody McBruderson.
Ooh, I would love that. Oh.
Yeah, I think that could have worked.
Oh, we need to watch Speak No Evil.
You're so right.
Yeah.
And then the other name that made me put my phone down and just ponder. I had to ponder.
Oh, God. Okay. Wait.
Mark Wahlberg. Sorry,
No.
I said it. Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
I know. I was like, excuse me, what?
No.
Whose
I could never say
vision
no quick.
is this?
As quick enough, or with more confidence that should never happen.
Like, that is no.
That's rude.
That is more than no. That is under no circumstances.
Yeah, I'm like offended.
Like, Mark Wahlberg?
No. He doesn't understand
What?
the emotional nuance that comes with Eric Draven.
Oh, what?
No. 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 No.
No.
Ugh.
Oh. Yeah, sorry.
That just made me so upset. Like
I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. I don't know if it's fine. Ask me tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had to put my
I'm
phone down
going through
and just...
something right now. Just like picturing I couldn't
Like,
think of
genuinely-
a worse person.
Right?
Like, I'm trying. Tom Green? No, he'd do fine.
I think Tom Green could pull it out.
I think he could. I think it could be
Yeah.
as a serious role.
No, I genuinely,
Who could be
read
worse?
it and then put my phone down.
I would take John
and then-
Cena. I love John Cena. I'm going to be honest with y'all.
John
I love
Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah.
He would do well.
Channing Tatum was considered.
I might be okay with that. I feel
don't
like
know.
he has the ability if he wanted to.
I think he's like more believable as pre-Crow Eric than
okay.
Mark Wahlberg would be.
Yeah. I don't want to see that ever. I don't.
No.
Was it like in the 90s when he was still like
2000s. This was like 2010,
Come on,
15.
why? Why?
Right?
In what world?
It made me, okay, so sometimes, a lot of the time, I get Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon confused.
I love Matt Damon. Well, I do love Matt Damon.
has he been canceled?
I don't know. That's why I paused. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope not, because I do like him sometimes.
Yeah, we're already walking it back.
Yeah,
I believe it is my understanding. We talked about how much we love Dave Grohl for a while there, and we have to walk that way. Well, we have to walk that somewhat back. Not super far back. I don't know. It's not good. I don't know the whole story.
Still appreciate caring about a child, so I'm like 50-50. Pissed off, but also...
Not good, but could be worse.
Anyway. But Mark Wahlberg is just bad.
That's so bad.
We're talking about canceled. No, thank you. No, thank you for that. And no, thank you for anything he's The Rock. The Rock would be bad.
The Rock would be very bad.
The Rock would be bad.
Ooh, The Rock. Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. That would be very bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark Wahlberg or The Rock. That would be the most upsetting casting to me.
I think that RDJ could have done a good job.
Yeah, he could have. Especially if he was younger.
Right.
Even we're talking in his 90s years, 80s years even, he would be perfect for it. Already got the bags under the eyes, just kind of a little... But he might talk too much. I don't know.
See, but I think that he would deliver the one-line quips that 94 really Crow does. Yeah. He would have crushed that. No,
Put me up for
fun
the
little
night.
quips.
Great.
In 2000. Yeah, exactly.
No, there was none. I think there might have been one joke, and I was like, almost. It was a half laugh. I was like, oh. You breathe into a half, and then it doesn't come out, and you're like, fuck.
They did, I did read that they really didn't want the new one to be stylized comic booky at all. They wanted it to feel dreadfully real.
Okay.
Which I think that they achieved.
I mean, it didn't feel realistic to me. Even the fight scenes didn't feel realistic, and the paranormal stuff were a little...
I don't think that the fight scenes were supposed to be realistic. I mean, the universe.
And the birds.
I did really like the big murder scene at the opera.
That was the only scene that was reminiscent of the...
But it wasn't supposed to be a remake.
I know it wasn't supposed to be, but still, even as not a remake, you would still want more revenge.
There should have been more revenge for sure.
And when I watch that, I'm gonna be honest with you. So in the '94 movie, he murders a bunch of people knowing that these people had specifically committed crimes against his girlfriend. When he was murdering all those people, I was like, I don't know, they're just henchmen and they didn't really do anything and they just hang out outside. Maybe they're just security guards. It was a lot of people. It was 50 people.
It was.
I was I don't know if some of those are just okay dudes that just
No, here's where I'm giving it a pass. No, those were clearly private security for
all of
them. Yeah. Normal theater security doesn't know how to fight and doesn't have guns. Those were private security. No, hold on.
Okay.
The reason I'm going to forgive him killing all of those people is that this is a Nazi, I was just doing my job situation. If you're a defending giant mob boss who's donating souls to the devil.
I was like, that's a lot of them. Maybe that's not, maybe they don't know what they're doing. I don't know.
They know at least a little. They know enough to know that it's not good.
Okay. I don't know if I agree yet.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'll noodle on it. I'll let it process. But I do want to say, audience, if you want to see a movie with a stage, you should watch The Substance instead. Did you forget about it for half an hour?
Yeah. Oh, The Substance.
Yes.
Oh, you guys, go in cold.
Yeah, go in cold. Don't know anything about the movie. Just go into the movie and watch all of it.
Oh, we're going to have to cover that next episode.
Yeah.
So everybody do what you can
to see it,
to watch it. Yeah. I would highly recommend a theater. It's out of theaters by the time this episode comes out.
It might still be in theaters. It might.
Could be. I hope so. Do you really think?
I feel like this is it's becoming a, one of those movies that's continuing to have people go see it because of word of mouth. So those usually stay in the theater for longer. They'll be in a smaller theater, but they'll stay in the theater for a while.
If it's definitely check, if you can go see it in the theater, go see it in the theater. And if it is only rentable at home,
rented. I project it maybe. Just like
if you can
really
buy it,
enjoy it. Yeah, I would buy it. Oh. Even if it's over 20, I'm gonna buy it when it comes out. But like
I would pay
immerse $25.
Like sit close to the screen.
Oh. Also, don't eat. Don't have food.
Or if you've got a strong stomach, do
have food.
Oh, go in cold.
Yeah.
So, oh boy, is that what we're doing next week? Are we wrapping up? Is this just going to be a short episode? I can't think of anything
else to say. I mean, it probably will be, and that's okay. We've been gone for a while. We're just getting back into it.
Yeah, and also this movie
didn't have a lot to say about it.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about the original Crow. I can keep talking about that. I can actually just sit here and quote every line of it until the end of the movie. Okay, so it opens. I'm trying to think of the song it opens on. It's just like a sound, kind of like a... And then there's a crow flying through the city.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it starts off at the beginning of... you see Ernie Hudson in the apartment that was Eric and Shelley's, and he through a window, and you come into it, and then you kind of hear some rumblings about what's happening, and you go down, and then Sarah's talking to Shelley while she's bleeding, and then she gets rolled off, and
the detective is like mean to Ernie Hudson.
Yeah,
and he's like, "You're just a beat cop, so beat it." That's not what he says, but
he does say that later. He's like, "You're a beat cop, be a beat cop."
Yeah, but he doesn't say beat it. That was me. You're a beat cop, so beat it. That's a Kelly Attaway original right there.
That's beautiful. You can rewrite that.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the gender bent one going.
Perfect.
Who would we cast? Ooh, let's do this before we go.
Oh, okay. Dream casting.
For the gender bent. Oh, God.
Oh, for the gender bent. Shit, Shelley.
Yeah, he can be Shelley.
He can be Shelley. And then me.
Oh, yeah. Boom.
Be fair, David. Done. Or for the gender bent one. Oh, that's difficult. Okay,
that is difficult.
Who do I respect?
Kristen Stewart, right, Aubrey Plaza are like your go-to broody, but I want to dig deeper. I'm so bad with her name. She was in The Faculty and Ghosts of Mars. Girl with the face.
Clea Duvall.
Yes, thank you.
I just went to IMDb and looked up actress. That I'm killing it today.
Yeah. Let's get a list of actresses.
Yeah, just actress. Emma Stone. No, I'm just kidding. Florence Pugh. Charlize Theron. Actually, I would appreciate that. I think she would do a great job.
My only trouble is it is hard to like rough up the corners of Charlize Theron. Everything I've ever seen her in when she's supposed to be like the dark brooding woman, I'm like unconvincing.
Oh, did you see Mad Max?
I didn't.
She's dark and brooding in that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kate Blanchett. I don't know.
You're just going
she did
through
recently
like,
do.
Okay, who was in Underworld? Who was in the other like bluish gritty movies from the 90s?
She did do recently a video game, but it was bad. And Jamie Lee Curtis was in it too. Jamie Lee Curtis. Rooney Mara? She was in Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. That's what I'm comparing the character to now.
Which also contained a Skarsgård. Here's a fun anecdote I wanted to tell you about. Papa Skarsgård. Mm-hmm. So older brother Skarsgård was at one point attached to the Crow as Eric.
Oh,
and then I guess he aged out. So baby
Skarsgård like, had to get it. You do have a brother, so we'll just
There's always another Skarsgård coming around the corner. So I was watching an interview today, which I never do. So congrats to me.
So proud.
I watched a little interview with Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs. And one of the questions was for FKA Twigs, what music did you listen to get into character? And she was like, oh, that's a secret. That's part of my process. And then Bill Skarsgård was like, it was a lot of ABBA. Take a chance on me. And I was like, Papa Skarsgård from Mamma Mia? Like your dad was in Mamma Mia and gets serenaded with that song. Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, that's what he listened to.
I guess so, yeah.
Wait, what's your dream casting? I've got the perfect one.
Well, you tell me.
Helen Mirren.
Ooh, this is so hard for me because I'm everybody's mom and can't remember a single actor's name. I'm like, who was the one? I believe
we got this.
It sounded like I was doing a bit, but this is for real. I think his name might be Sam. Sam Neill.
Oh, yeah, I love him.
Yeah, put him in it.
As who? Oh, one of the mean guys? One of the bad guys?
Sure.
The main evil guy?
Only if we're going to make main evil guy's part bigger. Because I want Sam Neill on screen.
Skarsgård is Fun Boy.
Which Skarsgård? All
Baby
of them.
Skarsgård.
Ooh, let's make the whole gang.
Just all of them be the bad ones. And the dad is top dollar.
Yeah.
I love it so much. We did it. Oh, it's a family business. It's perfect.
It's like 30 people. How many children are there? There's so many. Okay, I think we did it.
We did it.
So we've got
perfect.
Lee Pace as Shelley. We've got Chelsea as Eric. We've got the Skarsgårds as the bad guys. You're right. Sorry.
We're just writing fanfic if we put me in it. Let's not do that.
You could be the understudy, though.
Okay, fine.
Okay, well, that's how much there is to say about the 2024 The Crow is we're making up new movies.
Yeah. Yep.
I liked it for trash. Don't go in watching it
for trash.
Yeah, if you treat it like trash, it's
went
serviceable.
into it thinking it would be bad, but it felt worse.
Right.
And that's why I was upset. I was like,
yeah.
But I had a foundation, and like I didn't like that, so I feel like that was the antithesis of that. So if you haven't watched The Crow or don't have a absurd obsession with it, then you'll probably be fine. You'll probably
or if you're just able to put it aside. I had to like sit and meditate for a moment, like forget you've ever seen it. You don't know anything about The Crow.
It's not real.
This is a new thing, new to your brain entirely.
Yeah, I'll meditate.
So it's fine for trash. Yeah. Was it scary?
No.
I
tried to think of a moment. I was like, is there one scary point? No.
The part where main bad guy sacrifices Shelley's friend was like a promise of being scary later. Mm-hmm. And that promise just was not fulfilled.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Boo.
So not a good Crow movie, great trash movie.
But watch The Crow from 94.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. 1000%. Go ahead and buy it.
If you want to understand
like $3.
Watch that movie. If you're like, I don't get Chelsea, she annoys the shit out of me, watch the movie and then be like, oh, I kind of understand where she comes from now.
Or they'll be like, I don't understand this movie. It annoys the shit out of me.
We're like, you're welcome, though. But you're welcome.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Oh, and if any of you have read the comic book and want to enlighten us on what we got wrong or what your thoughts are on how it compares to the 2024 movie, please write in noshowmonster@gmail.com. And join us back in 2 weeks to talk about The Substance, which you absolutely have to watch before you listen to that episode, because you do not want to know anything about it. Not just spoilers. You want to know nothing about it. Go in cold. Okay. And in the meantime, you can find us on social media at noshowmonster. You can email us, noshowmonster@gmail.com. And I feel like there's one more thing.
Yeah, we have another podcast sometimes.
We do. In the off weeks, you can go listen to us on Debut Buddies, where we talk about firsts with our friend Nate Regolia.
Happy Spookies? I can't think of anything else. Spookies. When is this coming out? Happy Halloween Spooky? No? Okay, happy after. Glad happy spooky season almost after. Love you all.
Love you. Peace on earth.
Spooky bye.